Hey, I'm Dark North, hope you all are doing well. In this video we'll be talking about Fischl Aggravate Team. I will be going over why she's so broken, how to build her, team comms, and candidates and rotations. Now if you don't know how Aggravate or Quicken works, I have a short video on it, you can check it out to get a better understanding of this video. The link's in the description. So the reason why Fischl is so good in Aggravate teams is because of her Ascension 4 passive, which does electro damage whenever you trigger a electro-related reaction while Oz is on field. Aggravate is an electro-related reaction, so when your second electro character and Oz trigger it, it will also proc Fischl's Ascension 4 passive, which in turn will also aggravate itself and do more damage. Now the cool thing about Aggravate is that you can trigger it as many times as you want in one Quicken duration, as it doesn't remove Quicken from the enemy. This is gated by internal cooldown of electro application. But the cooler thing about Fischl is her Ascension 4 passive attacks have no internal cooldown, which means every time it gets triggered, it will apply electro and it will trigger Aggravate. This significantly increases the damage done by Fischl's Ascension 4 passive, and it also increases Fischl's DPS in these teams by a lot. So how do you build Fischl? For Aggravate teams, the trigger, which is the electric characters, ideally want a balance of elemental mastery and attack, damage bonus crit, or whatever else their damage scales with, as Aggravate adds damage to your attack that triggered it, and you want your initial attack to do damage as well. Her best set is the new EM set 4-piece Gilded Dreams. You can also use 4-piece Thundering Fury, which gives Aggravate damage bonus on the 4-piece. The cooldown reduction is not as good on her, as you do need to stay on field to proc it. You can also run 2-piece Electro, 2-piece EM, 2-piece Attack. The team composition here is double Electro, Dendro, and a Flex, one of the two Electro being Fischl. So let's talk about the Electro Slot. For this, you want characters that do decent damage and apply a lot of Electro to trigger Aggravate and in turn trigger Fischl's Ascension 4 passive, while also being able to take advantage of Aggravate themselves. Raiden applies a lot of Electro, does a lot of damage, and generates energy for the team. Her skill also has a 100% uptime and constantly applies Electro when you deal damage, which is nice. Kaching with 4-piece Thundering Fury is actually really good with Fischl in this team, as she can apply a lot of Electro in her kit, as both her skill and burst have a lot of hits without even auto-attacking. 4-piece Thundering Fury also benefits Kaching's Aggravate damage, and she can actually utilize the cooldown reduction to spam her skill for more damage and electro application. Yamiko also works fine with Fischl, triggering Aggravate with her totems. You can also build some EN on her and actually take advantage of her EM scaling passive, and not to mention she will also take advantage of the EM because of Aggravate. Beta was her previous most common electro partner in taser teams, and she also works fine in Aggravate teams. You can use Lisa for her defense shred, and if you need healing, you can use Kuki Shinobu or Dori. For the Dendro Slot, Dendro MC is currently the best off-field Dendro as of making this video, so use them. If for whatever reason you don't want to use main character, you can use Kale or Steinari. Because Quicken sticks for a while and Aggravate doesn't remove it, you don't need super fast Dendro application, so there's leeway in which Dendro character you can use. For the Flex and the last slot, you can use Zhongli for all elemental res shred and a shield and petrification, or you can use anime characters with 4 Viridescent to shred Electro. Sucrose also gives EM on top of that, which is nice in Aggravate teams, and is sometimes difficult to proc elemental damage bonus on her C6. Kazuha gives elemental damage bonus at C0, which is good, as Aggravate teams do benefit from damage bonus, and elemental mastery at C2, which is great. If you are desperate for healing and have no other healers on the team, you can also use Jean or Sayu. Apart from that, you can use really any other anime character with 4 Viridescent for the shred. So let's talk about how to play this team and the rotation. Now obviously this will change depending on what team composition you make. In this team that I'm showcasing, I'm using Kaching, Fischl, Dendro MC, and Kazuha. I start with Kaching, apply Electro, swirl and infuse Kazuha burst, and then use Dendro MC skill and burst, which triggers Quicken, and then I use Fischl and Kaching. Both Kaching and Oz's attack will trigger Aggravate and do more damage, and also trigger Fischl's Ascension 4 passive, which in turn will also trigger Aggravate. You just want to make sure to trigger Quicken consistently so you can maintain Aggravates and just switch between characters to use their skills to maintain team energy. If you want to see how to play this team in particular, you can check this video I did a while back where I go a bit more into detail for this team. Anyways, that's the Fischl Aggravate team guide. If you found this helpful or enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment if you have any questions or corrections, and sub to the channel for more content like this. I am Dark North, thanks for watching, have a good one.